All right, boys and girls, we are here on Truman Lake, sitting here with Hunter Bowling, and we were just talking crappie fishing and another report, but he's targeting bass all the time. His brother fishes bass all the time, so he really knows what's going on throughout the lake. So he was going to kind of fill us in on a weekly bass fishing report for you.
Yep, so these bass are starting to bite real good. They're starting to feed up for, the winter time. What they're doing is they're either going to go to the back of the creeks, or they're going to kind of go out in those steeper banks as well. Throwing a spinnerbait is probably the #1 thing right now. Throwing a jig around, or even a buzzbait, early in the mornings, late in the evenings. But they're really starting to feed up right now, coming in, later in October as well. It's going to be the same thing. That spinnerbait is going to play a big factor in it all.
Now, what size spinnerbait?
I like a ½ ounce. I like the, a little smaller type of profile is my favorite. I like willow blades, double willow blade. Works good for me, but it's everyone's opinion on that. Yep. But spinnerbait, I think, is gonna be the #1 thing, and it has been, all through this month. So.
What kind of colors do you like on the spinnerbait?
I like white. You're targeting shad. That's what they're eating on. So that's what I like to throw. A lot of people throw chartreuse, but white's always my go-to.
Yep. And I know you've talked about throwing a square bill, and that can get really good right now on the backs of creeks. One of the guys we work with, David Ryan, Dave's Custom Baits, he's got some killer square bills that, I've seen firsthand. Hunter has too.
They're the best ones out there.
Yeah.
They are.
They have this funky action when you start ripping them back, and it definitely gets the bite. So I'd have a square bill in your arsenal. Are there particular areas of the lake that are better? You talked about backs of creeks. Should they be focusing on the Osage arm, the Grand arm, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter as much. I spend most of my time on the Osage and Grand arms just because I fish most of the time, crappie, bass, whatever. But, just keying in on anything that's got some steeper banks and maybe a flatter back, you get up there and, maybe stumps, something like that there and key on.
Yeah. And, like he talked about, we're in dirty water up here in the Upper Grand. You're going to find your cleaner water on the lower lake near the dam area. Osage is usually pretty clean. Although it might have a little bit more color than the dam area. So depends on what your personal preference is, and there's something here at Truman Lake for everyone. Whatever your personal preference is on water clarity, structure, we've got bluffs, steep banks, flats, tree rows.
Everything.
Freaking forests, as you guys can see on these flats. So there's a lot of stuff that you guys can pick apart here. Good luck out there if you're fishing tournaments, or if you're just fun fishing. Fishing's been pretty dang good, and it's picking up. So hope to see you guys on the water, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.